I'm Shiva.
I'm Sandy.
And this is
Our Relaxing Hobby.
Hello.
Hi.
Today's episode is about protecting your fish. What's the good word?
Protecting your pond from
Protecting your
predators.
pond. Okay, I didn't know how we were
going
going
to say
to
that 5 times fast.
Yeah, I was like, how are we going to say this? All right, yeah, protecting your
Predators.
pond from predators.
Right. Most common predators that people think about are going to be neighborhood cats, birds, especially wading birds like herons.
Right.
That think your fish
Hawks.
are delicious.
that think they're
Hawks.
raccoons.
Raccoons and bears. Now
We have all of that here.
Yeah, we do.
Welcome to Florida.
I know, and then some. We also have alligators and snakes to worry about. Snakes.
Yeah,
is
oh yeah,
another
snakes. Snakes. Forgot about snakes. Yeah, and gators. That's our next one. We're waiting for the. We're gonna get that on film before we get it out of the water, though.
One.
I know we're gonna eventually get one.
Yeah. So and granted, we're just talking Florida. I mean,
Right.
wherever you
Yeah.
are, you might have dingoes. You might have
Right. Yeah,
animals that we don't have. We do have foxes, but we don't have dingoes
fox,
or
yeah.
wolves that we have to worry about. So basically, when you have koi ponds and you've got all these beautiful koi that you've raised and they're gorgeous and you probably paid some bit of money for, or you've put a lot of investment into, and there's nothing worse than finding out that your pond has been raided by the local wildlife.
Right.
So people have different methods.
So she would
to
just
protect
build hers
them.
inside.
Yes. The ultimate way to make sure that the local wildlife does not eat your koi is to build your koi pond inside.
But
for us, we did ours in a garage.
Right.
So
but
if
we're
you
also
have-
going to make it bigger in the next year or so. We're going to be putting one outside, so we're going to have to take. We're going to have to be a whole screened-in
we're
enclosure.
screening it in.
We're going to have a whole screened-in enclosure, like a whole big screened-in patio, sort of like a pool.
Yep.
That's going to be the koi pond. So
Right. So
that's one way, another way. To do
Yeah. So the most efficient way it would be to make it either indoors or screen it in. Now I know that sounds crazy, but if you happen to have a garage that you're not using as an actual garage, here's an excuse to clean your garage. Get all the old Christmas junk out of there and put it in
our
a koi
case, it
pond.
was your entire
my
workstation.
workstation, my
Yeah,
workshop.
workshop. But anyway,
Yeah.
we did it. We
But yeah,
cleaned the whole
clean
thing
out your garage, put a koi pond in it. You'll be happier, the fish will be happier.
Yeah, we made it. Well, I mean, you see the room. We made it into a beautiful room. So,
Right.
but it is a big endeavor, and if you happen to have one that's outside in your yard, we're
which
going to give
most
you
people
some,
do.
a couple of ideas on what we do and what we recommend.
And what we've heard people do.
And we heard people do
So I'm going to
Shiva
start
doesn't
with
necessarily.
I'm going to start with that first off because it's going to be time for me to rant.
Well,
No, I think it's ugly.
okay, let's start.
I-
It's what she's talking about is screening over the koi pond, like a
And-
screen or a netting over the
And I mean
over the
like,
water,
like over the water.
just
I'm
over
not
the water,
saying a
not way
canopy.
above, but
Over the
over
water.
the actual water.
I mean, I've seen everything that looks like mesh to things that literally look like chain link fence, and they're usually, if not
Right
like
at-
an
right at
inch
the top,
over,
right,
if they're
yeah.
not an inch over the water surface, they're actually an inch under the water surface. I have a problem with this for several reasons, not the least of which is how happy the koi are. Koi like to jump. They like to stick their heads out of the water. They like to play.
You hear them in the background here.
Yeah. Imagine if you were swimming and somebody put the pool cover over.
Right.
That's how I think that the fish feel. They can't be happy if they can't, stick their head out and play and romp. And that's what the nature of koi and goldfish for that matter.
Right.
So I have a problem with it. And then aesthetically, I think it looks horrible. I mean, you might as well just put them in a zoo with cages.
I mean, everybody, and it's not for everybody. We don't. Shiva doesn't like it.
Not at
now
all.
you did make the gates over this pond.
Well, lattice, but that's
the
a
lattice
canopy.
work. But that was like a canopy you would only put over at night anyway.
Right. The first
To
thing,
cover them.
yeah,
But it's higher up. It's
right.
what,
That was
a
our,
foot above the water at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first outdoor pond we did specifically for koi was our raised patio pond, and what we did with that was it's actually 2 feet above ground level.
Right.
And what we did was we made some hinged doors that open like this. So during the day we would open them, and so you'd have the canopy on top with the lattice work and a lot of climbing vines to block from the
Overhead,
birds.
yeah, birds for overhead like
And
hawks.
then the side things would discourage anything that would come up during the day because they would actually have to walk up onto the patio deck in order to actually get to the fish, which most animals
Most of our
won't.
to do, right. Well, here's the
But
well in this
then-
house.
Yeah, but then at night, every night, we would just close the doors, and then they were safe at night from all the night predators.
But the doors were about 2 feet above the water level, so even if they jumped, they weren't going to hit them unless they really did a sky jump.
Well, I had fountains and stuff going on in there, so they had to be high.
So that's one.
But that was an easy way, although it did take remembering every night to
close and
open them. But it was just part of my routine.
Right.
You know, at night
it was safer for them at the time. Yeah, I mean, it was
right. But then we started getting into doing in-ground ponds.
Right.
And that's when we had to start digging.
Right.
And the first rule when it comes to digging an in-ground pond that's going to be used for fish is that you need it to be at least 4 feet
for big
deep.
fish like
for
koi or common goldfish
and things like
we're
that.
not talking about for minnows, but
yeah, but for koi, we're going to assume that we're talking about koi
and goldfish.
ponds. The first rule is it has to be at least 4 feet deep.
Right.
The reason for this is because most predators cannot dive more than that.
Right.
So as long as your pond is at least 4 feet deep, the chances are that fish are going to see something coming and dive down to the bottom. And if it's further down than the average predator can reach, you're not going to have a problem. I mean, even your tallest herons and whatnot are not going to wade into 4 foot deep water trying to catch a fish.
Right. I think ours is
five and a half. Yeah, because I couldn't climb out of ours when I got done
hysterical. It was hysterical.
No, I'm sitting there digging like nobody's going to get my goldfish, and next thing I know, I can't get out of the hole.
Yeah, it was she put a couple ledges in. I mean, and then we also did some other things as well to protect them from the top. So
right, because ours are really friendly. They like coming up to the surface all the time, and we have hawks in the area.
We put some. Well, let's start with the easy stuff. We put the plants in. That wasn't just to aerate the water and such. It was also for coverage and for blocking.
Floating plants. We use wisteria, or not wisteria. We use.
I don't even know what it's called.
No, I know what it's called.
Oh.
It's the floating.
We'll look that up and let you know later.
Oh gosh, I can't even pronounce it. Anyway, we use these floating flowers. You can also use like regular pond lilies, things like that. Anything that floats.
They can kind of hide under.
I even use like the devil's ivy. I'll let that grow all over the place. Any type of cover like that, if they can hide under it, then any overhead predators are not going to see it, or anything that's passing by are not going to necessarily see them.
Right.
Now they might smell them, but they're not going to be able to get a good lock on them in order to
get them easily.
Grab them.
Right.
So floating plants are
it's a good easy fix. Then we also went ahead and made the overhead because of the bird, because of the stupid hawk. That hawk.
The hawk was an idiot.
Yeah.
It really was. It was determined it was going to get fish for breakfast, and it didn't.
He didn't have the brain.
He didn't have the brain for it. He didn't realize. He was trying like heck to foil us, and I mean the hawk would see us, take off, and run right into a tree.
It was hysterical. I mean, beautiful hawk.
Dumb hawk.
Good, takes off in flight and runs into a tree limb. It was hysterical.
It's like I'm majestic as fuck.
Yeah, it was hysterical. But anyway.
But what we did was we took some bamboo,
and we 2 or 3 pieces of it and put it across.
And we kind of used it. We kind of have it kind of like a lattice. Now some people use fishing line for this.
Right.
And there's a reason why we didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure fishing line looks better because you don't see it.
You don't see it, but again, you don't see it.
Neither do the predators. So you could very.
We didn't necessarily want to hurt the hawk. We wanted him to see it and stop. So we did the bamboo with the we put a couple lights around it, and we were hoping that the ivy would grow across it. So
the roses started.
To grow across it. So it's up to you what you want to do. I mean, we don't like to actually hurt any other of it, God's creatures out there, but he was a pretty stupid hawk.
Yeah.
He was the only one that was doing it, but he did it every day for probably 3 months. Every day he was out there trying to. He'd come and sit on the side of the pond and just.
I know, he'd be like tipping his paw in and trying to catch
it was hysterical. And the fish just kind of laughed at him from the other side and down and below laughing at him. It was so pathetic, the poor thing.
Yeah.
But
now when the hawk was around and was getting ballsy, I did put some netting up on the canopy.
Right, for a day or two. Just to make sure he saw it.
Oh no, it only took once.
Okay.
He went to go. He thought he was going to dive bomb that pond. He ran right into the net, got tangled up, hit the deck, and then brushed himself off and walked away. Like I meant to do that.
Yeah.
He never tried it again though. So then I took the netting down.
Right. And he's the only hawk that we've had around here that really is so determined. The others kind of fly over and don't even care.
Yeah.
But we also have some good tree cover, and I mean, it's you want to put something high up. I mean, the canopy again is probably 5 feet above the bamboo's 5 feet above the pond. It's not like it's right on top of it. So we put pretty things on it, so it makes it look very natural and it's nice. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have some footage of that. If not,
Oh yeah, we certainly do. But the big thing is just making it more trouble than it's worth for a predator.
Right. Right.
know?
They're always going to take the easy way out if they can.
Right.
Hence why for raccoons, hence why we feed them.
Yeah.
We give them all our scraps, but nowhere near the ponds. It's a pretty big piece of land, and so out in the back, we take the food and we throw it out in the back, away from the ponds, all the leftovers and such, and that way the raccoons are going to always take the easy meal. Why go fishing when somebody's handing you chicken?
Yeah.
I mean, so we have never had a problem with the raccoons messing with the.
I mean, we've had a problem with the raccoons coming up to us and going, "Hello, did you forget to feed us?"
Yeah. Did you not have any leftovers today?
Yeah. So we ended up with some ballsy raccoons, but ballsy in the good way, not the bad way.
Yeah. I mean, but and in their defense, the raccoons were coming in the house well before the koi pond was here.
Yeah, they were, because they kept cat food in the garage.
Yeah, the cat food was in the garage, so the stupid raccoons would walk on in.
Whole
family of raccoons wander on in the house. I'm like, no.
Oh, I'd be in here working, and there was one I called Sunshine, because she would come out during the daytime. She would wander in, and if she couldn't find the cat food, she'd tug on my pant leg. I'd look down, here's this raccoon on noms.
She didn't mess with it. She just wanted her food.
Yeah, so
Scariest thing ever, you go open the cat food bin, and there's a freaking raccoon baby sitting in there going, hey!
Awesome.
Hey! I'm like, no, you need to stop. They need to be fed out back. So, yeah, but there's some of them they go under the deck but they don't really mess with the koi or the goldfish or they're pretty good.
We bribe the raccoons.
Yeah, and that's and again, you probably don't want to have to do that. And that was because they were here already.
Yeah, now in some places it's illegal to do that. Here it's not, but
right, and they were living here well before the koi ever came into existence. They were living in harmony with Shiva and her family before. Yeah. I mean, she fed them before. It just was a great idea to continue doing that once we had the fish out there. Because she didn't want them to get the fish. Right. And they would have gone fishing if they could.
Yeah. Okay, now we do have an intimate threat that's going to happen sooner or later, and that is we have a mated pair of herons in the neighborhood now.
Yes.
They're huge, too. They're the great herons.
Yeah.
Which means that they are going to be a problem for our patio pond.
Right, they can be once they figure out it's there. I mean, they
are pretty tall.
They've come pretty close. They
walked up and peeked in my car when I was at a stop sign.
They hang out mostly at the property across the street. Our driveway is relatively long, so what I've done so far, what I've done to kind of deter them from coming is whenever I hear them out there, because they make noise, they talk to each other. I take my dog Roxy, who's like the friendliest thing in existence, but they don't know that. She's not going to hurt them. I take her down the driveway and I let them see her, and they go crazy. They start screaming and they make sure they try to scare her, and she just thinks that's the funnest thing ever and wags her tail and wants to go visit. I haven't let her go over close to them yet, but they see her, so they haven't broached our property line yet. They've gotten about halfway, but they won't pass that line, because as soon as they start smelling or sensing the dogs might come, because there's also the other dog that lives here, who's probably not quite as nice to them as my dog would be. But that's the one thing I've been trying to do, is make sure that they know that there's a dog on the property, so hopefully that keeps them off. And I literally take her out there almost every day to walk, because they're out there every single day.
Yeah.
And so that's my easy way. I don't know how else. I don't want to hurt them. We don't want to hurt them. We're not sure what else to do safely.
What I'm probably going to be doing is hanging wind chimes. Okay. The only pond I'm worried about is the patio pond, which is one that used to have the closures. Now the problem is that it no longer has that, because we had a hurricane come and take them out.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah, so right now they don't have doors on them. Now I probably should go back to putting doors back on them. But
because it is raised, so it's probably right about easy for them to just reach on in and.
Right. Well, these are gray herons too. They're big.
So
So they could easily get them. So
we do have the lattice work in the back.
Yeah, but
so it might slow them down, but.
So what I'm probably going to be doing is hanging some wind chimes to try to deter them that way, and then I will very soon get around to building those doors again. It's just been so nice not having to open and shut the doors since we have the raccoons
so
and
far the dog has kept them off the property. It's probably been about 6 months since they moved in. I mean, it was all summer, and they're not here. I mean, so they haven't broached, like I said, the furthest they've ever come was halfway up the driveway, and then I haven't seen them since after that, when I had her go down.
The other thing about that particular pond that might help too is the fact that we have the inverted tank there.
Right.
Now the inverted tank is a aquarium that we put upside down on top of the pond and suck the water into, so the fish can get up and say hi to us, and
they do.
And it's pretty, but it also offers them a lot of protection.
Right.
So I think that between the lattice in the back, the dogs, and then also the fact that those fish can get into that top aquarium, And I'm sure that would just piss the birds off if they were sitting there trying to get the fish who are in the inverted aquarium.
Right.
But I think that helps too. Plus, I also have a lot of plants in there too.
Yeah, there's a lot of plants and a lot of places for them to hide. But yeah, I mean, so there's different things you can do. Again, we try to make it look aesthetically pleasing and safe as we can.
Yeah, because we don't want to hurt any of the predators.
Yeah. Like the snakes. The snakes are another one that do come. But the snakes mostly mess with the frogs.
Yeah, the snakes are more after the frogs.
The snakes get the frogs, which they're still. I mean, some of the snakes are getting pretty big. So
we did
have one water mouse, but it was a baby. So we didn't have to worry about that. But they haven't messed with any of the baby fish yet that I've seen.
I've never seen any of the snakes go after the fish. I've seen them go out hunting the frogs, which is fine.
Which is fine.
We got more than enough frogs around here. They can have fun. Just leave me a few so I can get tadpoles. But after that, have at it.
Right.
So we haven't had any of the snakes actually go after the fish.
Right. Can't you just see us now getting, some kind of stupid fish to feed the freaking herons so that they don't? I can just see it now.
No.
Oh Lord.
No. We will find a way to discourage the herons.
Yeah, we're trying to get them to not come around our property. So far they haven't come around here. Lately,
heron be gone.
Lately they've been staying down the street. The one was injured, so they don't really leave that little 2 or 3 yard. They're fine, but it doesn't really leave that section. They haven't come this way in a couple of months.
Yeah.
So, but when they start coming back this way, I'll bring Roxy out again.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, that's really our worst, other than the stupid hawk. But he hasn't come around lately either. He's around, but we see him. But he's given up.
We outsmarted the stupid hawk.
Yeah, I mean, but there's also a lot of rabbits and things that we can get.
Yeah, the one thing that we're not going to be able to protect against is a bear. Now, we have had a bear in the neighborhood, but he didn't come anywhere near us.
Yeah, thank gosh.
I have heard, Gareth had a friend who had a koi pond, and as soon as a bear saw it, it was bye-bye koi pond.
Okay.
Bears, they're powerful, and they're determined, and they can swim, so...
Right.
If we ended up with a bear, we'd probably be saying goodbye to our goldfish.
Right, the goldfish would have to go bye-bye. The koi are safe, they're in the house.
Well, if we knew that the bear was coming around in the area and he didn't destroy the whole thing in one go, we'd bring the goldfish in. But,
right.
But chances are, once a bear discovers it and says, "Oh, easy food source," he's going to go in, and he will probably, just with the claws alone, tear that liner up to shreds and drain the pond. Right. So bears are the tricky ones.
We've got a bear. He's not around now, but he was around. He didn't really mess with anything, thankfully. So.
No, he was too busy being chased by the neighbors. It was like Frankenstein monster with the neighbors with the pitchforks chasing him. We were just outside eating dinner one day, and I look over and here's this black bear walking across the yard. It's
both dogs were outside, no collar on mine.
Oh, there's a bear. Wait, that's a bear.
Literally, we're sitting out on the deck enjoying our dinner, food, all the nice food, and he's literally 50 yards from us. It was. And I didn't even take a picture. I'm so sorry.
Well, because
I was worried if my dog saw him, she was going to try to make his friend.
My dog would try to kill him.
Their dog would try to kill him, which would piss the bear off. So I grabbed dogs and didn't get a picture, and so he was gone by the time I got back out. Because I did come back out.
Yeah, I think they actually relocated him because he was making.
No, he didn't. No, he did on his own. They wouldn't relocate him.
Oh, okay. So he did go on his own.
He did. Well,
He's probably in the national park.
Keep in mind, we have a state park literally. Like quarter mile from us.
Yeah, not even.
Yeah. So it's literally right up the road. So he was heading that way in that direction. It took him about 2 or 3 weeks of scaring all the neighbors and people threatening that they were going to shoot it, and it didn't bother anybody. It didn't even get anybody's garbage.
Yeah.
It was they thought it was a young juvenile that the mom pushed out because she had a new baby, and is what they're thinking. But he eventually made it to the woods. He's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
But as long as he doesn't come back here and get our koi and our goldfish.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I have understood that bears are the ones that are hardest to keep away from a koi pond if you have them in the area. And I do understand that lately, because there's been less and less, more development, less woods, that people have been encountering bears more often. Right. This one was just a fluke. We actually do have a protected national forest right next door to us, so we are in no danger of losing our woods.
So luckily. But if you have any questions about that, or have any comments, any ideas that we didn't discuss, anything that you disagree with, by all means, let us know. Comment, like, share, subscribe, buy things.
Yeah, we actually have a store now.
We have the store.
All the information.
We really should buy some stuff from the store and actually wear that on our show.
I know. If we were smart, we would.
Yeah, we should do that. We probably have to buy our own shirts, but that's okay.
You can also find us on Facebook too.
Oh, okay.
I keep forgetting that we actually have a Facebook page that we actually update regularly.
Yeah. Our Relaxing Hobby Facebook page, mention it.
Pretty much all the links you'll find in the description below here on YouTube.
Right.
And you left your phone on.
I left my phone on. Woohoo!
Woo! I have just heard it. She's got
twice now.
There it goes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I guess that's our cue to leave because she's got to answer her phone.
I guess we're done. You all have a nice evening, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.